Have y'all ever seen the movie Idiocracy? It's very interesting. It's basically about a fictional society where all of the really dumb people in society procreate like it's nobody's business, and all of the smarter, more well thought out, more well established people stop having children or don't have children nearly as often. So eventually the whole society becomes overwhelmingly just dumb, and there's all these ramifications of what that looks like. It's kind of a satire, like a parody kind of a movie, but I definitely have looked around and kind of felt like, we might be a little bit closer to fictional than we think. I'm mentioning this because I'm watching the rest of this interview or this conversation on the What Now podcast between Trevor Noah, Josh Johnson, and Christiana, who's also on there, the three of them. And they talked a lot about motherhood and like parenting in modern day and the challenges of that. And it's just really, really fascinating conversation. One thing that I just thought was really interesting that I wanted to kind of take the time to share is that at a certain point towards the end of the clip, Christiana asked Josh Johnson and Trevor Noah if they want to have kids. They don't have kids yet. She has 3. And they both basically hesitated and just kind of gave really thought out responses as to what their hesitation is. They're not really sure. Josh says he doesn't really know yet, and Trevor pretty much says like not no, not yes kind of a thing. He's in between. I just find it so fascinating that I've noticed that some of the best people I've known, some of the smartest people, some of the kindest people, some of the most like thoughtful, most giving, the most brilliant, the most multifaceted and well-rounded are the people who don't have kids. Not only don't have kids, but like may never have kids or have no interest in having kids, or they're hesitant about having kids, or maybe yes maybe no kind of a thing, like Trevor Noah. Basically the people who should be the first ones to have kids are the ones least likely to have them. It's often seeming to be the case. The people who would make the most amazing parents, who would be the best role models for the younger generations, present day and future, are the ones who are just not bringing any new life into this world. And granted, I've known some amazing people who have kids, and I know there's plenty of people out there like that as well. People who should have kids and should have had kids. They're also very, smart and incredible and giving and kind and amazing in their own right as well. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not like, not like exactly how Idiocracy, the movie, depicted it. However, there's a lot of people, basically, who should have kids who are not having them. And then, of course, as we all know, there's plenty of people out there who should not have kids who do have them. A lot of people who are mentally ill, like severely, toxically mentally ill. A lot of people who are not very intelligent, who, don't really critically think, who are toxic, negative, abusive, people who, are just really struggling, resource-wise, financially, economically, people who are just not good people, just so many types of people who just shouldn't have kids, who have kids, not only have kids, but like have a lot of kids, or like just have kids like carelessly, just like, they really don't give much thought to it. And the people who give the most thought are the ones who don't have kids. That's crazy. And just imagine what kind of world we would have if it were at least mostly the other way around. Like all the people who are like the most fitting to have children, to bring new life into this world and to help raise that life through, for as long as it's necessary. Like if all those people had kids and all the people who should not have kids did not have kids, I just find it so fascinating that the people often people in our society that would make the best parents, and those should be the ones having kids if anybody's having kids, and they're the ones least likely to have kids. And then the same thing in reverse. Oh, so tragic. Idiocracy is a real thing. If you haven't seen the movie, I highly recommend checking it out. It's had mixed reviews. Me and my homegirl, we watched it together, and I really enjoyed it because I thought it was really fascinating and eerily aligned with where we are, in society, or at least headed in that direction. And I thought it was really creative. All the different directions they took with the movie. It's kind of corny, I will say that. The graphics aren't the best. It's from the earlier 2000s, but I thought it was clever. I'll say that. And very, very on point with where we are in society now. And I also highly recommend checking out the What Now Trevor Noah podcast. I'm mad. I'm just now really kind of tuning into that. And this particular episode with the three of them, Christiana, Josh Johnson, and Trevor Noah, it was from like 8 months ago or 10 months ago, something like that, when Christiana had just had her third child. Really good stuff. So that's it. Holla.